Welcome to a Butler Math course registration. We hope you've been thinking about the course that you're going to be taking next year in math. Welcome to those who are currently in 8th grade and will be joining us at Butler next year. And welcome back to those who are currently at Butler now and will continue your math journey. Now, for high school, you do have to have 4 math classes to graduate. To be able to graduate. There are 3 of them that are required, and those are Math 1, 2, and 3, and that's what this video is talking about. There'll be a second video that talks about our 4th level math options and all the different directions that you can go as far as math after Math 3. But today we want to discuss all the different options that we do have for Math 1, 2, and 3, because we do have several options in each of these 3 courses. So here we go. We will be starting off with Math 1. Now, this was for students who are, all of you guys, would be coming from 8th grade. And you'll be placed either into our Foundations of Math 1 course or our Math 1 Honors. Now, in this course, you'll be in either courses, whether you're placed in the first one or the second one that we have. Students will be learning algebra, geometry, functions, number and operations, statistics, and modeling throughout both courses. Now, through both courses, at the end of it, all students will be taking an EOC, end of course test, that is from the state. Students will be solving problems algebraically with and without a calculator, and students will be solving some and graphing some with a calculator as well. As part of the EOC and from the state, students are required to do a couple problems without a calculator. So students do focus on this throughout the course, as well as students will be allowed to have calculator on certain ones as well. Students will be working with a handheld calculator as well as the online calculator Desmos a lot. Students will be allowed and will have access to the Desmos calculator throughout the one portion of their EOC as well. Now, as far as the differences in our 2 math courses, we have a Foundations of Math 1, Math 1. It is basically 2 A-Day, B-Day classes that run year-long. This is for students that made either not proficient or low 3 scores on their 7th and or 8th grade EOG in middle school. This course is going to meet every day for the entire year. And sometimes in those foundations courses, students will be focusing on different concepts that they may have struggled on in middle school and enhancing those concepts and algebra skills, as well as looking at different Math 1 concepts that students may be struggling with and hitting those concepts again throughout the year. Now, our Math 1 honors course is our semester honors course that either runs from August to January or January to August. The foundations will run from August to June. And at the end of their course, for the foundations, it'll be in June. For Math 1 honors, it'll either be in January or June. They will take the EOC. As far as the Math 1 honors, this course is for students who are entering 9th grade with an 8th grade EOG score of a 4 or a 5. They could also even have a high 3 entering into this course as well. And it is recommended that they have an A or B from their 8th grade math course. Students are placed in this class based on recommendations from their teachers as well as counselors. And then they also look at previous scores and grades in their other math classes. This is the same for foundations. These courses, basically the district and or school will be placing your student into one of these 2 different Math 1 courses. We want to make sure that your student is successful in Math 1, and so we want to make sure that they're placed appropriately. If you want to ask your current teacher any questions, feel free to do that and ask where maybe they may be most successful. Now, after students take Math 1, they are required to take Math 2. It continues from the standards that we have taught in Math 1, and we add on, and we talk about polynomials, quadratics, radicals. We look at congruence and similarity of figures. We look at right triangle trigonometry. We model with geometry. And we also touch on probability. We make inferences and also justify conclusions throughout this course. But you must have completed Math 1 and passed that course first. Now, we have three different options for Math 2. Math 2 is not a course that students have to take an EOC at the end of the year, but it is usually a district-made exam that they take at the end of the course. Now, our first course that we have is Foundations of Math 2, Math 2. This is a course where we may have some struggling students that are coming out of Foundations of Math 1, and we feel like they need a year-long course. And it is structured just like the A-Day, B-Day Foundations of Math 1, Math 1. This will be the same thing and will be year-long. Now, these students will be placed off of recommendations from the administration, counselors, as well as teacher recommendations into this course. We will not have as many Foundations of Math 1 courses as we do, or we will not have as many Foundations of Math 2 courses as we do Math 1 currently. The next type of course we have is Math 2 Standard. This is a semester math course, so it either runs from August to January or January to June that covers the topics of Math 2. Students who were in Foundations of Math 1, and students who made lower scores in Math 1 honors should consider taking this course. Students will focus a lot on solving problems algebraically, as well as how can we enhance solving through the use of technology as well in the Desmos and handheld calculators. Math 2 Honors is our third type of Math 2 course. Students wishing to enroll in the honors level of this course should have earned a grade of B or better in Math 1 in middle school or in our Math 1 Honors course here in high school, as well as made a 4 or 5 on the Math 1 EOC. Honors is a more challenging course, and students will be required to know some of their factoring skills that they learned in Math 1 and use them in Math 2, as well as some of the other algebraic skills. In Math 2 honors, they may continue to not use calculator, and students will need to show work by hand as well to make sure that they understand the concepts and the problem solving that takes place in this course. Now, after students have taken Math 2 and successfully passed it, students are then required to take Math 3. In Math 3, we're going to extend students' knowledge by looking at the complex number system, talk about inverse functions, trigonometric functions, as well as look at the unit circle and trigonometry. Students will also look at some geometric concepts of similarity. We'll look at conics and we'll look at circles and so forth. And again, students must have completed and passed Math 2 before they can sign up for Math 3. Students that took Math 2 Standard, as well as students who made lower grade in Math 2 Honors, are recommended to take our Math 3 Standard course. Now, you see that we only have two options for Math 3 here. It's either Math 3 Standard or Math 3 Honors. Our Math 3 Honors course is for students wishing to enroll in our honors level course. And they should have earned a grade of a B or better in Math 2 honors. Students are required in the honors course to solve problems algebraically with and without the use of the calculator, and will be asked to show more work than the standard students do. Math 3 Honors is for those students who want to be challenged algebraically. Honors does not mean that there's more work. Each student in Math 3, as well as in our previous math courses, Math 1 and Math 2, will be required to complete homework most nights. Students need to practice the math that they are taught within the classroom, and then come back the next day to ask questions that they may have, as well as the lessons progress, they will be using the previous classes. and topics that have been taught. As far as Math 3 standard, we do allow students to use the calculator the entire time, and this includes the Desmos calculator as well as the handheld, whereas Math 3 Honors, we're not going to always have that calculator with us. We are also preparing students for AP Pre-Cal, AP Calculus, AP Statistics, where students may not always be able to use the calculator all the time to solve problems. So we create problem solvers and thinkers throughout the Math 3 honors courses to think beyond the different concepts taught and how to use the calculator as well. Now, as we prepare students and they go beyond Math 3, you can see this math options chart and the different math options that they have. We'll have another video of our 4th level maths and beyond Math 3. But if you want to look at this math options chart and see the different progressions, say you are a current 8th grader and you're thinking about going into our Foundations of Math 1 course, you could consider going into one of these options right here. So say we enter Foundations of Math 1 here because we're just not that great in math and we're taking the year-long course. Now, what if a teacher then recommended us for Foundations? So we drop back right here. Or maybe we're good enough and we're going to go on to the Math 2 standard course. All right, and this might be our progression throughout. Now, what if we're a student who took Math 1 in 8th grade and we're a high-level student who think that we're ready for Math 2 honors? Well, we can jump down here to our Math 3. So in 9th grade, or Math 2 honors, we in 9th grade would enter Math 2 honors, and then we progress to Math 3 honors. And say we're doing awesome in that, and we could progress in 11th grade to taking one of these or even multiple of these courses right here. Now, say we're in 10th grade and we're taking Math 3 honors, but we struggle a little bit and we're not ready for these courses right here in the honors level. You can drop back and do Math 4 standard. So take a look at this chart and where you're going to go later on. If you have any questions about anything, please always ask your current teacher or maybe even previous teachers that you've had, because they know how well you're doing in math. They know the different things, how you're able to solve algebraically. They know how you are with technology and graphing and how dependent you are upon that. But feel free also to contact us here at Butler. You're welcome to contact Miss Heisler, our math master teacher. You can see her email as well, or you're welcome to contact me, Miss Olin, our expanded Impact 2 math teacher here at Butler, and you can see my email as well. We welcome you to Butler if you are new, and we welcome you back if you are going to be continuing with us. Thank you for taking the time out and looking at and considering the different math courses that you have. Again, Math 1, 2, and 3 are required courses that you have to take, but we just want to make sure that you are choosing the correct class for your journey here.